What's up, everybody? I'm back. Took a little hiatus from podcasting and interviewing, but I'm back. Today I got my boy Steve Orozco, and we get deep on some things: fatherhood, training, why it's important to work out, why it's important to inspire the youth, and why, as fathers, you should be leading the way. You should inspire your kids to be like you. So we get into all that. Stay tuned. But before we get any further, subscribe, like, and comment. And please pass it on to all your friends and family to watch my show. Thank you. How's everything out there in Connecticut?
Everything's good. I'm real good. I was just doing a bunch of talking points, recording. I try to every Wednesday. I bring my Sony, and I just get on
Yeah,
camera and just start talking away.
there you go. Content, like I told you. Just talk.
Got to, especially with politics, yo. Because
Yeah,
my Senate page on Instagram. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not. It's not a lot of followers, but I just started. I already have like 2,500 followers.
Do
I'm
you?
just posting. I'm posting a lot. And for me, I'm like, I need to build this brand because when I run for fucking governor in 2 years, if I already have a good following, it just gives me more catapults me higher.
Wait a minute. Let's stop you there. You said governor?
Yeah, for sure.
Damn, big
That's
dog.
the
You going for the
plan.
top. You ain't messing around. You didn't
Oh,
say mayor. You didn't say nothing else. You said governor. Wow.
yeah, man. So I mean, I'm running for Senate right now, but it's more
Yeah,
just to keep on learning about the process and how to campaign and
yeah,
all the things that go along with it before I run for governor
yeah.
in 2026, probably. I haven't fully decided, but it's looking that way.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, man? I will say this, just from following you and knowing you for a while from Instagram and talking to you is you have the leader quality. You're a strong dude. You know, let's rewind a little bit. Let's
Yep.
talk about like your upbringing, where you grew up real quick so people know who you are a little bit.
Yeah, dude, born and raised Newport, Rhode Island, super small town. And I always say, man, the reason why my personality is the way it is because of wrestling, bro. Like wrestling literally made me understand failure, understand hard work and discipline at a very early age. And I think a lot of people don't
Yeah.
get that opportunity to do that.
What made you get into wrestling as a young kid?
You know, it's funny because I saw kids in middle school, we were playing basketball, and we were playing basketball on the
Yeah.
court. And I'm looking up at the rafters and I see the wrestling practice go on. And the coach kept on yelling at me. He's like, "Oh, if you want to go wrestle, go wrestle." And I ended up saying, "Okay." So I ended up going up to wrestling practice. And let me tell you something. I fell in love with it the first day I got on the mat. Even though that I got mocked, I still loved it. There was just something about it. I don't know what it was. You know, some people love it, some people hate it, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It really got my soul on fire.
Crazy, because I was one of those basketball kids too, middle school, high school.
Yeah.
And I had a friend, he tried to get me in a wrestling in high school, and I was like, nah, I'm too skinny for it. You know, I don't know why I assumed I wasn't strong enough for it. And looking back, like I regret it because wrestlers are very, the mental fortitude, what you guys go through, the grind, the grit is tough, man. Wrestlers are built different. You know what I mean?
Big time. Big time. Definitely built like a different breed for sure. Because remember, we train so hard all week long and we're nonstop competing in wrestling. So, you know, you go hard and then you lose a wrestling match. You still got to come in the next day like nothing happened and keep striving for more. Most people don't know what that's like. It's much different losing in combat sports than it is on a soccer field or a football field or playing baseball. Um, it's a much different feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But just what you guys go through, and then the weight, people don't understand the weight cut alone. For people who don't understand combat sports or wrestling, just what you
Yeah.
guys got to go through on the weight cut, that itself as a kid to go through that, man, and to conquer that feat, that ain't easy. We don't do that in basketball, dog. We don't do that in baseball or even flag football. I
No.
didn't play football as a skinny kid. So
Nope.
you don't cut weight, none of those sports. But wrestling is a different animal.
No, wrestling is a different animal, but I think that cutting weight is important. I think it prepares you for the battle. You know, because when I was fighting in MMA, there were times where I didn't cut weight and I fought at 170, I think twice. and I didn't feel the same mentally.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to go through that battle. You got to go through that sauna session where you have to lose 10 pounds and like questioning your life. Because then when you get in the
Yeah.
cage the next day, you're more mentally prepared. You're like, yo, I just went through a battle just to get here. Instead of
Yeah.
not having to cut weight, get into the cage kind of comfortably, it is a much
Yeah.
different feeling.
Yeah. I've seen my boys do it, man. I know it's crazy. It's like you almost have this internal fight with yourself before you actually get to the fight. And that's what a lot of guys don't
Yeah,
understand is what I tell people is like, bro, these guys fighting leading up to the fight is sometimes much harder than the actual fight. And they don't understand that. Like, how's
way
that
harder.
possible? You're getting punched and it's not. I said, bro, what they have to go through to get to the fight, and then on top of it, the day before to cut the weight, the extra 10 pounds, go sit in a sauna with a sauna suit and try to cut 10 pounds of water and see how you feel. See if you even make it. See if you make even 2, 3 pounds off and see if you can even survive that.
No, it's a truth. It's a truth. And I think that the biggest part is the day of the fight. Like when you're in the back, when you're warming up and you're like, dude, you have nerves, you're scared, you're nervous, your family's there. Bro, like before I would fight, I would shit like 10 times. I was so nervous. I'm hitting mitts and I'm like, man, like why are my punches coming out? Why do I feel like a log right now? You know,
Yeah.
but going through all those emotional roller coaster again, it just makes you so much mentally stronger. So when the
Yeah.
lights do come on and it is your time to shine, and that door closes and the ref says go, you're ready,
Yeah.
and all those nerves go away. People don't understand that everyone goes through that mental battle. But once
Yes.
that ref says go, it all goes away. It's like autopilot. I always compare it to I never went skydiving. But I can imagine when you go skydiving, it's like you get in the plane. As you're going up, 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 you're getting
Oh
nervous. Your
man.
adrenaline's starting to pump.
Ooh.
Then the door opens. You're like, oh my God, I'm not going out there. I'm not jumping. And then as soon as you jump, all those feelings go away. And you're like, oh man, this is amazing. I feel free. But you got
Feel
to go through
liberated.
those emotions to feel free.
Yeah, you feel liberated, right?
Liberated, good word. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that in MMA, like I forgot who was talking about that. It was Forrest Griffin or one of those guys talking about, you guys don't understand what we'd go through in the back before a fight. Guys throw up. They have diarrhea. They shit in their pants, everything. They go through all kinds of crazy nerves. And a lot of people, Tyson talked about this. Tyson said he would cry in the back sometimes. And then he'd be nervous. Then I like the story. He says, but as I got closer to the ring, my confidence started growing. My confidence started,
Yeah, you remember
the
that
animal
video.
started coming out. Because we have two sides to us. We have this one timid side that's fearful, doubtful. Then you have that animalistic fucking dark side, like that. You gotta let that dark side out. Like, okay, there's two Steves. I
Yep.
gotta let that fucking
True.
animal out. Not the
Yep.
fear one, but the one that you gotta let him out of the cage. And once he comes out, you're like, all right, it's on now. I'm about to go to battle. I'm
Yeah.
about to go to war. That's what I love
Yep.
about fight sports, man. It's you versus him. It's one on one. It's not a team thing. It's you versus him, and you got to go to war in there, man. I love that shit. That's why I got into like Muay Thai and boxing 32 years ago. I mean, when I was 32 years old, 17 years ago, because I know how hard fight sports are. I just wanted to master my body, learn something different, something challenging, instead of just lifting weights and being this buff kind of jack dude. It's like, okay, that's cool. You got muscles, but can you do something with that? You know?
Yep. Yeah, come on, man. You know most people who can't fight. Listen, I
No.
understand, like, when you're a man, you instinctively think you can fight because we have
Yes.
testosterone, right? And we have
Yes.
ego. You're supposed to feel that way. But when shit hits the fan, I'm sorry. The skill is always going to win 9.9 times out of 10. If I go on the street with
Facts.
someone, one double leg takedown, you're on your back and it's over. Literally in
It's a wrap.
seconds.
It's
Wrap.
a wrap.
One leg
Doesn't
kick,
matter how
it's
big.
over.
That's what I say. You could be 100 pounds bigger than me, way more jacked. Look, you're gonna look way more intimidating than me, but I just need to land one or two leg kicks, and you're gonna be rethinking your life. Like, oh shit, what does this dude know that I don't know? Oh,
Yep.
I know some things you don't know. That's
Yeah.
just leg kicks. I got 6 more limbs to use. I got 2 fists, 2 elbows, 2 knees that I know how to use.
Yeah, true
That's what
that.
we call the art of 8 limbs.
If you take anyone
Okay.
off the street and put them in the ring, you'll see how bad they are at fighting. Not a single person keeps their hands up. Not a single person keeps
Never.
their chin down. Not a single person
Nope.
brings their hands back to their chin. If you
Nope.
punch someone that's never been punched, this is what happens. You
Yes.
reach for punches. So
Yes.
all that stuff is trained. You have to be trained to really understand how to fight properly.
it takes reps, man, and years. And it was very
Reps.
humbling, bro. I thought, like, even me going in there, okay, that's a muscle. Maybe I'll pick this up. Man, it was hard as hell. I was like, this is fucking hard. And the dude that we had, the coach, old school Mexican dude, he was a Fairtex fighter, so he had that no-nonsense bullshit. He was not coddling us. He was whooping us. I literally had to learn the hard way and go through a serious injury in my leg because I decided, or I'll take on a ring fight 6 months until I learned the Muay Thai. That was stupid. I got compartmental syndrome in my right leg, needed emergency surgery from knee to hip to cut me open, let the blood drain out. I was sparring hella hard. I didn't know what I was doing, man. I just, fuck it, I'll fight. Just my ego and pride. That was dumb. That wasn't smart. Wasn't smart of him to let me do it either. My body wasn't ready for that type of training yet. That wasn't very. I know he's trying to push his jam and get his name out there, but that was dumb on my part. I didn't know any better. Going back, like, hell no. You need some years before you can agree to a fight. You need to know what to do. You need to learn the basics. I always tell people, even what I teach in coaching how to eat, you got to just start with the basics, man. Can't just go 0 to 100. You got to start footwork, hands up. Like you said, just throw a punch and bring it back to your face. Same thing in wrestling. I'm sure you got certain drills you got to start with basic stuff.
Oh, big time. Well, basics wins championships, bro.
Yeah.
But everyone wants to learn what's sexy and what's the
Yes.
trend like with dieting. But guess what? That's why 95% of diets fail
Fail.
because no
Miserable.
one actually changes their lifestyle. That's the problem.
Yep. That's what I tell you. You got to change your lifestyle. You got to look at how your family's eating. You got to change that around. You got to learn to say no. Stop giving into things. You got to build that mental fortitude. It's like anything in life. You got to build that discipline in your brain, and it takes time. There's a muscle in your brain that you got to work.
But the crazy part too is it's actually very simple. Like just
Simple.
if you can't kill it or grow it, just don't eat it. It's not rocket science. Fruits, vegetables, meat. Go to the gym for an hour a day. It's pretty simple. But the problem is
Yeah.
people. Well, the biggest problem is people are addicted to food. Food
Yes.
addiction is a problem in America. We eat for taste and for entertainment, not for nourishment. So you're telling people that already have a bad relationship with food to eat like 6 times a day or 8 times a day, be at a caloric deficit, and they're starving all day long because they only had 300 calories. So they have a 300-calorie meal at 12 o'clock. Come 2 o'clock, they're already starving for their next meal. So to sustain that
Yep.
lifestyle on top of the meal prep that goes along with it, you have to have ultra discipline like I do or you do. But most people don't. So to get
Yeah.
people to do this whole meal prep thing, caloric deficit is very difficult. That's why me, I'm big on fasting and time restricted eating because it's much easier to get people just to, hey, just eat within this window because then your hunger goes away anyway.
Yeah. No, I like that. Watching you and learning about fasting, even me, people don't realize, like, is it hard? Yeah, for sure. People, they trip out. And I tell them I do a 36-hour fast a week. They're like, fuck, I couldn't do that. Well, why not? You could build up
Yeah,
to it.
they
Listen, you
could,
don't
but they
just jump
could.
head first. Yeah, you could. You don't jump head first. You start with a 12, then maybe a 16, then an 18,
Yeah.
then a 20, 24. Okay. Then eventually you get to a 36 where you skip a whole day of all. And then you're like, wow, I did it. It's not a miracle, man. It's just mindset, bro. It's just non fucking negotiable. That's it. Once you tell yourself non-negotiable, I'm not eating, I'm going to drink water and black coffee and electrolytes, you're good. Are you going to get a little tired? Yes. Are you going to get hungry? Yes. But you're not dying, bro. You got body fat. Everybody in America has body fat. No one's dying. We
It's
got
so
blood.
true, man. Everyone has enough body fat to survive for weeks, but
Weeks.
people can't handle being uncomfortable. Once that ghrelin hormone kicks in and people get hungry, it's, oh my God, I gotta run and go eat something. And then they're not even eating anything healthy. They're getting processed food because it's quick and it's easy.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, like, and I tell people and I warn people this, I say, you got to be sketchy of these or aware of these gas stations these days. While I was growing up, gas stations sold cigarettes, maybe some soda, little shit like that, little snacks. You go to gas stations, every single one. I don't know how it doesn't connect with Cali. They're all mini marts now. Now they sell
Yep.
alcohol. They actually have little fucking food machines where they sell burger, fries type shit, chips galore, and cupcakes and all kinds of other stuff that you could just stuff your face with. So they're smart. Gas stations got smart because they know you're gonna pull over to get gas.
Yep.
They know you might be hungry. Chances of you be hungry. They know at least 50% of the population will be hungry. So they're gonna go inside and buy something from that mini mart. So
Yep.
to me, food is more fucking dangerous than drugs because it's everywhere. It's everywhere you turn. Every single where you turn, it's everywhere. Mini marts, 7
Well,
Elevens, fast
yeah.
food, everywhere.
Well, the number one killer in America is heart disease, and that's
Yes.
directly tied to food.
Yeah.
70% of a kid's diet is by ultra processed food. All these kids are pre-diabetic. It's because of our food.
Yeah.
But people don't want to talk about the fact they're eating human kibble. They're not eating real food. And they say, oh, well, we ate
No.
this when we were kids. And I'm like, no, it's not the same food. Back then it was like
Nope.
5 or 6 ingredients, whereas now there's like 20 chemicals in your food. It's not the same thing because they're cutting costs is what they're supposed to do. Their allegiance is to
Yeah.
their shareholders, it's not to you.
Facts. And they don't realize that in America, unfortunately, the U.S. is in the business of making money. And guess what? If it
Yes,
costs
it
American
is.
lives to make money, it is
Yep.
what it is. A bit. We could go into a big conspiratorial why, but there was one person though that was listening to a podcast on Joe Rogan, and she says she felt really guilty and bad, and her conscience was bothering her because she worked for a processed food company. They actually told her, "Can you put a special chemical to addict people to our food, to our processed food?"
Yep.
And that's like, wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. That's like, what I'm saying? Basically, you might as well give someone drugs. And you know what it all starts with, too, is with the kids. Parents poisoning their kids.
Yep. It's a fact. And listen, we're all guilty of it. I mean, I'm guilty of it too because it's just easy. Life is hectic, and it's just a convenience to be like, hey, listen, I'm just gonna go grab the frozen pizza out of the freezer or the chicken nuggets out of the freezer and French fries and put it in the air fryer. It takes 5 minutes, it's done. Give the kid food. Or he's like, I want a snack. Okay, well here's a bag of chips. That's easy. It's no different than
Yeah.
than the iPads and the iPhones. Hey, let me get
Yep.
the kid the iPad so he shuts up so I can go do what I got to do. So parents have just
Yes.
become very selfish. They don't want to take the time to actually raise their children properly.
I like what you just said right there because I see what you do with your son. You put him, you have him in wrestling as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's in competitive wrestling and soccer, both travel. And it's dude,
So,
it's a big commitment because even for his wrestling, I'm driving an hour one way 3 days a week. But it's the best
wow.
wrestling program in the entire state. If I want him to be the best, I got to go to the best. So I'm willing to sacrifice now, and hopefully, dude, like for example, these kids now they're going to prep school and then they're going to college. Prep school and college together, that's like $600,000 combined. So if you can get your kid to be a
Whoa.
beast and then go to high school for free and get a scholarship, and then college for free for a scholarship, you literally just saved a whole 401k by just putting in the time into your kid. And if he doesn't get there, you just implemented like such structure and discipline that he's going to be successful in the future anyway. So either way, it's a
Yeah.
win-win if you're a parent that actually is involved. And like right now, it's summertime, so he's attached to my hip. He comes with me to the gym every day. Whatever I do, he does. We're pushing sleds
Yeah.
together. We're bench pressing together. And the kid is 10 years old and he loves it. I cold
Yeah.
plunge in the morning. He cold plunges with me. He's like, Daddy, let's plunge. I'm like, oh, let's go.
Creating a little mini beast right there, huh?
Got to, man. I got to. Only got one at home right now. So there's no
And this
excuse.
is what and this is what fathers need to do, and I feel like it's a responsibility. I just posted this on my Instagram today, talking about our mothers and our forefathers and our ancestors sacrificed for us to be here in 2024. You know how many battles we had to go through to get to this far in life?
Truth.
We went through crazy centuries of fighting for humans to get here. Why are we just giving up? Like everybody's in a race to the grave. Like I live in East San Jose, and what I see out there is atrocious. I see people just in a race to the grave. Like who's gonna die next? I'm 49 years old. I've already lost a lot of childhood friends. I lost one recently. A friend of mine was just talking like,
Yep.
damn, man, nobody wants to live no more. How come nobody puts in the effort and the extra work to want to live? Everybody's like, fuck, I'm ready to die soon or something. It's crazy, bro. I can't believe the mindset of people. It's like they're giving up on
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Well, I always, me, I probably said this to you before, but I always break life up into four quarters. So
Yes, I
your
like
first
that.
25
Yep.
years are easy. Your first
Yes.
25 years, your
Fun.
testosterone's through the roof. You're still
Yep.
young, energetic, no responsibilities. You're not married. You have no kids, no
Yep.
cortisol, no issues. You're still insulin sensitive. But then like
Yes.
25 to 50, bro, like that second quarter, that's when life fucking happens. You're
Yep.
getting married, you have kids, you have a
Yes.
career, you're eating like garbage, you become insulin resistant, your stress is through the roof, so cortisol, you get belly fat. And I can go on and on. And that's when people
Yeah.
fall off because they're like, hey, listen, you know something? The gym's not important to me anymore because I don't care about looking good. I am going to have a dad bod. I'm going to be okay with it. And then
Yep.
you go from 50 to 75. If you go from 25 to 50 doing it the right way, you'll make your third quarter amazing. You'll be 50 to
Facts.
75 still running, still working out, still enjoying life instead of being debilitated and hurting all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm lucky. I'm blessed that you kind of come from that area. You're a little younger than me, but I grew up on the movies like and wrestling, Hulk Hogan and Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone and Arnold. So I said, I want what those guys have. Fuck
Yep.
that. I don't want average. I know they get the pretty girl and they're jacked, and I want that. So I picked the weights at
Yeah.
14. Even though I was a skinny basketball kid, I always wanted to be jacked. So I started lifting weights at a young age. Eventually, kind of got into like I want to be a bodybuilder because of Arnold, but I never competed or nothing. I just was in the gym. But if I could go back and tell myself, I always tell myself like, "Good job, kid. You got us to where we're at now. 35 years ago, look where
Yeah.
we're at now. Either we'd be in the grave, or obese and severely out of shape, or where we're at now. And thank
Yeah.
goodness that kid got us to where we're at now, pushing, disciplined, grinding. You know, I didn't want to be average. I still
Yeah.
don't want to be average. I want to show people there's another way.
Ash-
Like, look,
Dude,
be 50
average is
next
the
year.
enemy, baby. Average
Man,
is the enemy. Mediocrity should never be accepted. And like you just
facts.
said, you said when I was 14, I was working out for the girls. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Like
Yep.
everyone from 0 to 25, when you're working out for the mirror because you want
True.
chicks. And
Yes.
then
Facts.
25 to 50, you're married. You don't care about the girls so much anymore. So
No.
your
No.
mindset set changes when you should be working out for health the entire time.
Yeah. You should. And I think this is you owe it to your mate, your wife, whoever you settle down with.
Yes.
Why the fuck shouldn't you look like a warrior for her? Why'd you look good for all the other girls? Or why do you want to look good for the girls when you're single? Why can't you look good for the woman that loves you and has your back? Why do you got to look good for everybody else, all these other strangers? And why can't you look good for your kids and set an example so they see like, damn, dad is fucking jacked. I want to be like dad. Not, oh
Yep.
shit, pops, it's a fucking busted out dude like a spare tire just flat on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. You want to
Yeah.
set an example.
You
What you're
know,
doing is a great example for your son. You're setting the tone.
and and that might be part of the reason too where the gym was so important because my father was that guy that dude he lifted he was like putting racking out the whole entire leg press. He had the protein shakes on the counter. This is back in like the 80s, so I
Oh, I
watched
remember
him
those.
go
Yeah,
through all that. And it was always, so my last name's Orosco. So all my friends would be like, oh man, Mr. Orosco, he'd beat up anybody's dad. Steve has the toughest and
exactly.
strongest dad. So now, fast forward now, my son, all his friends say the same thing about me. Obviously, me being a fighter makes it a little different.
Yeah,
But
of course.
I have a lot of pride for that. I love the fact that him and all his friends look at me like I'm that dad. I think
Yes.
it's not only
They
just
feel
important
safe.
for me. Yeah, it's not important for me, but it's important that my son, he has someone to look up to. He's like, man, like I'm
Yeah,
striving to be like you, and I'm like, no, Jax, you're going to be better than me. You're
there
going
you
to be
go.
my 2.0, and that's why we do what we do now. Because by the time you're in high school, bro, you're going to be yoked. You're going to be jacked. You're going to be way more advanced than I was.
That's touching, man. I wish I had that with my dad. My dad was obviously immigrant, came here with nothing from Honduras. So he had six of us, had to work to feed us. He was never a gym guy. You know,
Yep.
that's not the area he comes from. But it's our job, this era, to show the youth, like, hey, there's another level. That way, when your son gets in high school or is a grown man and one day you can look back and you're a grandfather like, Dad, thank you for what you did for me. Like, look where I'm at now in life. You know, he's going to be a monster. And that's what we need to create. We need to
Yep.
create beasts. We need to create warriors. Because another thing, and not to get off topic, off subject, is like, who the fuck's going to protect us in the future? Who's going to protect this country? What kind of tone are we set? We need some fucking warriors, man. Who's gonna join the
Yes, we
military and protect
do.
us when shit kicks off? Because we're living way too comfortable. Like things can't happen. I'm not trying to get too like way off topic, but it's like, bro, things can
Yeah.
happen in life where somebody can land on our land and be like, yo, we're taking over. Who's gonna protect us when we're
Yeah.
older? Do we have to come out of retirement? I mean, I'm just saying, gotta be ready. Life is crazy.
Yeah, America's just gotten soft, man. It's just the truth. You know, you have
Man.
you have like the left, like the liberals. It's like safe spaces and participation trophies and
Yeah.
equal opportunity also equates to equal outcome and don't strive
Yeah.
to be better than anyone. We're all equal. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You need to have purpose in life. There's no such thing as a safe space. And if you're teaching that to your boys in a world that is hard, like when you're a man, life is difficult. Life is like conditional. Like if you don't
Yeah.
produce, you don't mean anything. So you're telling these kids to not strive for greatness and to not produce and not set themselves apart from everybody else. That's literally the worst message you can give your sons, even your daughters. If you have a daughter, I mean, listen, I'm very big on roles like man and woman, and you know, the man should grind, and you know, the woman should stay home with the kid, assuming she wants to do that, because most women actually
Yeah.
do, and you know, the men who say that get a lot of heat for it, but I've witnessed it. You know, once my we had a kid, my wife didn't want to go back to work. She wanted to stay home. She stayed home until he was what, 5 or 6. You know, and she
Yeah.
loved it. And if it was up to her, she would still stay home now, but there's no reason because he's in school, right?
So yeah, like you were saying, is like we become too soft, too complacent, and too comfortable, man. And
Yeah.
man, life's not comfortable, especially right now with
No, not at all.
the state of the country. It's hot right now. It's violent. It a lot of crime. I don't know how Connecticut is, but a lot of crime here. Just a lot of shit going on, and we have a huge homeless problem here where we live in. And a lot of these homeless have a lot of mental health issues, and they're attacking people on the street for no reason. I'm not saying they're all
Yep.
bad people, but a lot of them are just they're not right. They're in their mind. They're all on drugs and pills, and I feel like it's my duty to fucking stay in shape, and you just never know. Why I train, because you might have to use it someday.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's good that we both have that in our back pocket, because you never know. It's better to
No,
know
you
it than not
never
know it.
know.
Nope.
Yeah.
And like they
Better to
say, it's
have it
better to
than
be
not need it than to need it
what?
and not have it, bro.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war. You don't want that either. You want to be ready.
All day
So,
long, all day long.
so let me ask you, how did you get into the whole fasting deal, man? Because a lot of people are curious about it. They're still learning, and everybody has their own reasons. I have my own reason why I do it. I don't use it for weight loss
Yep.
purposes. That's not at all. Mine's is more for like mental fortitude and the hardness of going
Me
through it, the
too.
grind of my stomach, fighting the hunger pangs.
Yep. Yeah, me too. So this was back when I was fighting. This was like probably 2013-ish. And
Yeah.
I had someone in my fight camp named was George Hernandez, and he was big on holistic things. He said, "Hey Steve, have you ever done a fast?" I'm like, "No." But when you're in fight camp, you're not eating like the week of your fight anyway. So you pretty much are fasting throughout the week. But he goes, "Yo, have
Yeah.
you ever done a 36-hour fast?" And I said, "No." So he kind of explains to me, do a 36-hour fast. I promise you, you're going to wake up in the morning, have the surge of energy you never had before. And I'm like, okay, that sounds fun. So I did a 36-hour fast, bro. And when I woke up the next day and I went to the gym, I felt energy that I never felt before. It was a different kind of energy. It was,
Yeah.
I can't really explain it. And I still can't explain it because even now when I do my fasts, I get a point where I get like these spidey senses where everything is so clear, everything is like slow motion, and I just feel incredible. I have this insane amount of energy that I don't even know where it comes from. You know, and obviously it's something with autophagy and your body's just like breaking down toxins
Yeah.
and zombie cells that you get this surge.
Yep.
But it's such a euphoric feeling. And I think that's why actually some people get addicted to fasting because you can't replicate that feeling anywhere else. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a
No.
point where you also have an extreme amount of brain fog. You know, like there's one
Yeah.
window where I think where you switch into ketosis or your body's doing something different, recycling old parts where you all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just need to take a few hours and just go
Afternoon for
recharge
me.
in the bedroom, which is what I do every time.
Yes. Do you work out the day that you fast, bro, by the way? I work out the morning of the
Yep.
day that I do the fast. Like, I'll stop eating Sunday. Usually my fasts are like, I'll stop eating Sunday at 8 p.m. and I don't eat till Tuesday morning at 8. So yes, I went a little longer to like 10, but you work out like, say, on Monday. I'm fasting. But do you work out on the fasted days?
Yeah, I work out every day. Even on my 5 day fast, I still work out just as hard. And I've tried all the different variables. I've done like say you do a 3 or 5 day fast. I've done the let me take the whole time off from working out. I've done, hey, let me
Yeah.
just do active recovery where I just go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for an hour. And then I've done the let me go hard as I normally do, pushing sleds and everything. And I feel best when I go hard.
Wow,
When
that's
I take
incredible, bro.
when I take time off, I actually feel worse. It's almost like the day drags out. I'm more sluggish, and I feel really
Yeah.
off. I think you really have to keep doing what you normally do.
Push the body, right?
You have to push. We have the energy. People are so accustomed to eating all day long. They think that they're to get depleted and not have enough energy to do anything, but it's not true. It's all up here.
Furthest from the truth. Exactly. I tell people, just because your body sends you those ghrelin signals and you got to eat doesn't mean you have to give into it, man. You got to learn to fight
Nope.
those things. And that's how you succeed. And too many people give in to their hunger, and that's why they're failing. Like you don't need to eat every 3 hours. Like I like to eat two big ass meals. I eat one big breakfast for lunch, and then I eat in the evening, early evening, and then that's it. Maybe a snack if I have room for it. Try to make it simple.
Yep.
You don't eat four or
Yeah.
five times. That's actually worse because you're not satisfied. You're tricking yourself. The
Right,
whole
trick
eat six
yourself
times
in.
a day,
And the
three
argument that
hundred.
I give people is, um, if you're a bodybuilder, or even if you just train, period, you understand the importance of giving your muscles time to heal and recover. So you take time off. You might not work out. You might do like 5 days on, 2 days off, maybe take a Wednesday off so your muscles can heal. Same thing with people that are juicing their brains out, right? They
Yeah,
might do an 8 week cycle and then they're taking 8 weeks off, or a 12-week cycle and 12 weeks off because
facts.
your hormones have to recover from just flooding your system. But
Yep.
nobody ever gives their digestive system a chance for it to heal and recover. No one allows their gut to heal and recover, which doesn't make any sense. You're eating all the time. So why aren't you
Yeah.
going to give your gut a chance so it can heal? Let your microbiome reset. But nobody wants to do that.
No, you don't realize that. Not only that is a lot of people don't go on a regular basis. They have so much toxins backed up in their body. They don't realize how much shit they got backed up in them. Like you got to clean that body out. That's toxins. That's going to cause cancer. Because you got to think about this.
Well,
We, as the human civilization, did not eat every day. No fucking way. You can't mean to tell me
nope.
that they had food
Nope.
every day back then. No, no way. And we somehow survived. You know?
Truth. Well, we all have zombie cells. So we have cells that are just sitting there basically expired, and they're just producing just a shit storm in our bodies, but they never actually get recycled because we don't give our digestive system a break. When you give your digestive system a break, meaning I'm not using energy to digest food, you're now allowing your body to go use the energy to attack other areas that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important. And on top of the whole fact of, especially if you want to build muscle, to build muscle or to get ripped, it happens in the kitchen, not in the gym, as you know.
Facts.
So why wouldn't you give your digestive system a break so it completely heals? So now you can optimize the nutrients properly to feed your muscles. That's the importance of doing a 3 day fast, especially if you're a bodybuilder or an athlete, so I can maximize the nutrients in my body because you're not.
You know what's crazy is yesterday, it was a Tuesday, I came on my fast and I was eating good food. Then I went to the gym yesterday. Man, I felt a resurgence, bro. I felt like the Hulk, like my body just. I tell my wife, like, holy shit, bro. It's like I felt depleted, right? Because I fasted Monday. I felt
Yep.
tired, sluggish, like didn't feel good. I had a little headache. Then come Tuesday, I finally ate and then hit the gym yesterday. Oh my God, I felt like the Incredible Hulk, bro. Just something like a resurgence of energy. Like I don't know where I
Yeah.
got that surge. It felt crazy though. I could have went for hours yesterday, man. I
Yep.
sometimes I have to save myself from myself, overdoing it. Because
Yeah, I know
there
how
is a
you
fine
feel.
line of overtraining. There is a fine line.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there definitely is. I agree. Like I was telling you earlier when I was talking to you, we were sending audios to each other.
Yeah,
Um, I go through those moments where I don't feel like going to the gym. I know some people say, "Oh, you just suck it up," but for me at 43, I'm like, you know something? I think that's my body telling me something. Let me just take a step back. So like yesterday, I didn't go to the gym. I just felt really off. My
yeah,
body was hurting. So I just did the cold plunge and sauna at home. And then today, again, my schedule was hectic and I still really sore. So I said, you know something? I'm just going to do the cold plunge and sauna again today. I'm not going to go to the gym. So then when I go tomorrow, I'm going to be an absolute monster because I took 2 days off. Even
Yeah,
though, I like to train every single day, probably like you do. It's a part of my lifestyle. But
of course.
man, you got to listen to your body. You have to.
Yeah, man. People think like you're weak or something if you take a day off. Like, bro, what are we, a sprint, bro? I'm not
Yep.
sprinting to get anywhere. Where am I going? This is a lifelong journey. I'm not in a hurry to get somewhere. I need a day off or two. Take a day off or two. This is a lifelong journey. I'm not stopping anytime soon. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not competing. I'm not trying to make weight for a fight. So what are you
Yep.
in a hurry for? That's how we train our clients. Like, don't be in a hurry. Don't make unrealistic like expectations of yourself. Just grind, man. Just grind, and it's going to be a bumpy road. And you get dropped, you get back up, you keep fighting. Like Rocky said, you get dropped, you get back up, keep fighting. It's a
Yep.
lifelong journey, bro. What are you in a hurry? The clock's going forward anyways, so just keep grinding. Sometimes you need to take a day off. Who cares? It's not going to set you back. People are so afraid, like, I'm going to lose muscle. The one question I get asked, I'm sure you get asked, is, do we lose muscle because we fast? Because you do a longer fast than me, bro. You done a 5-day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The longest I've ever done is 48. I'm going to do a 72 though soon. I'm going to
Yeah.
challenge
You
myself.
know, I would do more than 5 days. Like when I do my 5 days, once you hit that 5 day mark, you literally don't even want food. You don't even want to look at food anymore. But the problem is, so when you stop eating, your growth hormone, your body is so smart that it knows to preserve muscle during a famine. So it's going to burn all your fat first. When it's doing that, your growth hormone spikes like 2,000% as a man because it knows to preserve muscle. That's why you need growth hormone. So, but after 5 days, it's kind of like the law of diminishing returns where the growth hormone turns off. Your body
Yeah.
says, okay, I need to preserve fat to survive. So now I'm going to cannibalize a little bit of muscle. So that's why after 5 days, I always stop because you know how hard it is to build muscle in the first place. It's
Yeah.
definitely not worth it. I don't care how much anti-aging is involved with more than 5 days. I'm not doing it.
Especially
I'm
at our
trying to
age,
keep these
man.
gains, baby.
Yeah, especially at our age, it's not easy. We don't have the
Yeah.
testosterone of a young boy anymore. We don't have that.
Yep.
I'm nowhere near, dude. Like, not even close. Like, I tell people, like, I wish I had video, so I don't think I'm capping bullshit. But these youngsters say, I used to play with 315 on the flat bench, bro, for reps, 10, 15 times,
Yep.
like it was nothing. And I wasn't on no testosterone, no nothing. I wasn't even competing. I was just strong. I was just in the gym, just fucking training. That was just my thing. That's all I did was train and maybe do Stairmaster. That's it. Lift every
Yep.
day, 2 hours a day, and because I wanted to be as jacked as possible. So that's all I did was throw heavy ass weight around. No functional training, no nothing. Just straight old school bodybuilding iron. That's it.
Ego training.
Yeah,
Which
a lot of
even
that.
for me, I don't do that at all anymore. Literally, I kid
No.
you not. When I bench, I'm doing literally 135 or 45 on each side, and I'm doing reps of like 25. I'm not doing 225 and 315, and I don't care. I don't even care if I build a lot more muscle than I have. I'm happy with where I am. I care about performance.
Yep.
I want to be able to literally. My mindset is I want to be able to do a like in 1 month period. I want to be able to do an Ironman, get in a cage and fight, and do a CrossFit games. Like I want to be a well-rounded person. And if you're just trying to bench really heavy or squat really heavy, that doesn't do anything for functionality in my worlds. I
Yeah.
call it zombie training. When the zombies come, I'm going to be ready. No one's catching me. I'm
Exactly.
pushing people off. I'm running. Yeah, so there's no point in lifting 315. I mean, if you want to do it because you're a power lifter, I get it. Or if you're a big guy,
Yeah.
I get it. But I'm a 180-pound guy, 185 pounds. I like to sprint. I like to run. I like to fight. I like pushing sleds. So everything that I do is really performance based for sports.
I'm the same way, man. I do a little bit of the lifting, but very light. Like, I think people will see me in the gym, probably think I'm a lot stronger than I am. I don't push
Yep.
heavyweight. My shoulders just can't handle it. I have a fucked up tendonitis in my left elbow where it constantly
Yep.
hurts. Jacked up right shoulder. I'm doing lightweight. I have enough muscle where I could preserve that just by, like you, light rep, a lot of reps, lightweight. That's all I do. That way I'm not all
So neat.
stiff when I'm hitting the bags like a robot. I'm not all, I don't want to be stiff. I want to be
Yeah.
loose. I want to be fluid,
Yeah, I'm with you.
functional. Like you said, some kicks off, you
Yep.
need to run. You can move. You're not gonna die. You're not, one block and you're already breathing, huffing and puffing. Like, yeah, those bodybuilders dudes look big and wow, they look a lot of muscle, but those dudes couldn't run a block to save their life.
No, no way. Nope. Yeah, they're all like active recovery. They get on the stairmaster for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But dude, if you try to tell them to run a mile, forget about it.
No. Jump rope even
That's like
five
me trying to
minutes.
bench 405. It's not going to happen right now.
No, no. The only thing I kind of go heavy on that I love, that I like challenging myself, is I'll deadlift once in a while. I'll push it to like 315 and do some reps with that. That's been one of
Yep.
my favorite compound movements of today. I didn't do that back then when we were bodybuilding, because I used to hear stupid rumors. Oh, it'll build a blocky waist. That's a lie. I thought the
Yeah.
same shit. The assumption, that's not furthest from the truth. I love deadlifting because it is a good compound move. It's strong. You're using your whole body.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I like doing power cleans. When I with chest, my favorite thing, I think I posted on my Instagram before. I love taking a dumbbell, like 50-pound dumbbells,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, they're both here. I do 10 right hand. I leave my left hand up. Then I do 10 left, 9 right, 9 left, 8, all the way down to 1. I guarantee you'll stop before you even get to 1 because you'll be so on fire. Do that 1 round flat, 1 round incline, 1 round decline. Game over. Go home.
I tried that. Actually. I saw that. I tried that on incline, bro. With 40s,
Okay,
and
cool.
I was on fire. I was like, holy shit, this is nice. I like that. You don't have to go a lot of way.
Yeah.
Just on fire.
Nope.
Just as older men, we just need to be functional, fit, lean, and trim. That's it. You don't need to be playing the big jack game. Let those bodybuilders. You gotta understand something too. What those bodybuilders, I know the game. I know behind the closed curtains what they're taking. They're on everything and then some. And a lot of them are dropping right now in their 30s, left and right. They're dying.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad. They're just dropping because this era. They're just doing more and more and more, and they're just putting shit in their body. Their heart can't take it. It's
Well,
crazy.
they also, and they're not taking breaks. So at least the old bodybuilders of back in the day, see, this is before social media where people didn't care how they looked 365 days a year and had to fake how they looked on
Yeah.
social media for attention, right? Because
Yes.
listen, if you're a modern guy now, you're making your money on social media, so you need to look a certain way all year long. The
Yep.
guys back in the day, they would do crazy cycles, but they would also take an equal amount of time off to let their body heal, let the heart recover, the
Yep.
endocrine system recover. But these guys aren't doing that anymore. So at some point, dude, like a tire is gonna go flat. Like something's gonna break.
Yes.
And they're not even doing like cruise doses. I mean, they're blasting.
Blasting, bro. Blasting. Even Dorian Yates, who I followed. Dorian was one of my favorites back then. Ronnie, I knew Flex. But Dorian took breaks. Dorian was smart. He set his stock and he wouldn't overdo it. And look at Dorian now, how good he looks. The dude is what? So if I'm 49, Dorian's got to be in his 60s. And for 60-something-year-old dude, he looks good. He's all about functional,
Yep.
health, long-term longevity. He was progressive. He was a progressive bodybuilder. He knew that he wanted to live a long life and be healthy. He knew he couldn't stay on those crazy doses. And his doses weren't even as crazy as people think they are. The dude just had grit and work ethic, bro. That guy was a grinder.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again, they let their receptors heal and recover, so the next time they do a cycle, their muscles are going to respond well. Whereas now,
Yeah.
these guys aren't taking any breaks; they're literally juicing all year round.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like a CC a test all year round. I'm talking like they're
No.
going from like a cycle of test and trend and EQ to now a cycle of something else to a cycle of something else without giving their body a break.
Yeah.
And again, your body's not going to be able to handle that, and your muscles are going to stop growing rapidly over time. Yes, you're going to look good all year round, but you're not going to perform the same way. Your
That's
body's
so
not going
true.
to grow. I'm sorry, grow the same way.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like people will talk shit online about, oh, you're on TRT and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I am. I'm on point 0.8 a week. I'm very transparent. Twice a week, point
Yeah.
0.4. You know what bodybuilders are taking, those jack dudes? Those dudes are like 10 cc's a week, every
Yeah, they're
week.
doing
That's just tests. That's not including Tren, Anavar, and whatever other shit that they're on nowadays. And IGF and, man, the shit they take. I know. And that's why those guys are dropping like flies. They're overdoing it. They're putting too much shit in their body.
Yeah, it's like what's his name? What's that kid's name? Sam Solik.
Oh, dude, he's 21.
I mean,
It's
that
not gonna make
dude.
it. It's
Listen,
not gonna make it to our age, bro.
don't
I
get
already
me
know it.
wrong.
Trust
He's
me.
killing
What
the
he's putting in
game.
his body? Of course he is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's killing the game obviously on YouTube. People follow him. He's probably making a ton of money. So you're making money like
Yes.
that. You don't have it's almost like you don't have a choice. All right, I got to stay looking like
No.
this all the time. I got to stay this strong all the time. Because if I come
Yeah.
off, all these gains are going to go away. My strength's going to go away. I'm not going to be able to produce enough content. So they put themselves in a corner, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
that you're right. He's not going to make it. There's no way he can keep up with that lifestyle. Not only
He's
just the
21.
juice, the food,
Yeah.
the food he's eating.
Yeah.
He eats shit too.
I saw that. He'll eat he'll get like he'll eat a whole box of cereal and put protein milk and kill all that. Like, bro, your body's using it because you're lifting weight and you're big, but you're fucking spiking the shit out of your insulin. Good luck when you get older. You're 20 now, kid, 21, whatever, 22 you are, but good luck if you make it to our age, which is sad because
Yeah,
he's front
exactly.
loading. What I mean by front load, like, yeah, you're getting the money now, and hopefully you're investing it correctly because you ain't gonna be able to sustain this for much longer. There's no way. Your body's gonna give, bro. It's gonna burst. Something's gonna go.
Yeah, yeah, zero chance, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
but it's just the era of social media, the era of YouTube. I get it, man. You want the bag, and we all want the bag, bro. But there's also, I would say, that Grim Reaper is creeping. He's watching you, like, keep doing what you're doing. Watch this. I'm just like the
yes,
universe giveth, the universe taketh. Straight up.
yeah, man. Everyone needs a break. And listen, like people see pictures of me on social media, and I'm ripped as fuck. But I'm like, bro, like I'm not always like that.
Yeah.
There's times where here's a good thing that I like to tell people. The difference between having a six pack and a two pack is a difference between being happy and absolutely fucking miserable. So when I have a six pack after doing a 3 or 4 day fast, it doesn't last forever.
No.
Eventually it's going to go away. Once I'm introducing food, give it a week and I have like a 4 pack. Having a six pack all year round is not healthy and it's not sustainable. And again, like I said, you're miserable all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're hungry all the time. Your body really is fucking hungry. And you see it in
Yeah.
fighters. You see fighters that look damn good for the fight. And then after the fight, what do fighters do? They blow the fuck up. They go celebrate. They're like
Oh
bodybuilders. It goes hand in hand.
man.
It's hand in hand. I know a lot of my friends were fighters too, and they go pizza and they go grub out and they gain 10, 20 pounds easily, bro, after the fight. Quick, just like
Easy, bro.
bodybuilders.
When I was fighting, I would cut to 155. I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
165 would have been the perfect weight class, but there's no 165. And the
Yep.
guys at 170 are walking around at 200 pounds. They're like six
True.
foot, 6'1".
Yes.
I'm
Big
five foot
boys.
11. So I was like, all right, I got to cut to 155. But when I would get into the cage the next day, I would be over 180
Isn't that
because your
crazy?
body is like, yo, I haven't eaten in weeks. It just absorbs all the nutrients. You hold on to all the water, all the carbs. It's not healthy. And that's just from rehydrating. And then after the fight is
Yeah.
over, I'm doing the same
That's another.
thing. I'm getting cookies. I'm getting pizza. I'm eating McDonald's. I'm having all the things that I didn't have during camp that I'm like, oh my God, I missed this stuff. I'm drinking strawberry daiquiris. And I'm taking a couple
Damn.
weeks and enjoying my life. And then I'm
Yeah.
like 200 pounds. My face is like this. I can't even move the ring on my finger, bro, because I'm
Yep.
so bloated.
Yep. That's fucking
You
funny,
know?
man. But that's truth. That's life. You got to find that fine line, that fine balance, you know?
Yep.
Well, it's been good talking
Truth.
to you, my friend. I want to do this again soon because we have so much more to go over. We've just barely scratched the surface, but yeah,
Yeah.
let's plan another one. Let's plan
Let's
another
do
one
it, man.
because there's a
Every
lot
for
of
me.
there's a lot. You have a lot of good information to give, and I feel like people need to hear a lot more from you.
Thank you. Yeah, and man, every Wednesday I take like 3 4 hours. Literally, I set up my Sony camera. I just kind of do talking points. I have my whole list of items. But it's
Yeah.
different talking into a camera than talking to somebody because random stuff just pops up when you're feeding off of each other.
Yes.
So it's nice to be able to
True.
do that and just record it, and I can just add the
Yeah,
captions
it's
and
fun.
just yeah,
Yep. Exactly.
facts.
So we'll talk soon, my friend. And yeah, one of these days, let's go
Yeah,
live
let's
on
do it.
Instagram, bro. Let's chop them up. Cool.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
enjoy your
down.
day. I got to go do a client call now, and I'll talk to you soon, my brother.